Hey guys and gals, it's your friendly neighborhood psychic and spiritual medium, Lana K. And I um, recently did a very quick reading on the death of another very talented young man, Devon, King Von. Um, he was recently killed. Uh, I believe it was in um, Georgia, that he was murdered. Um, I wanted to do a live, but this energy is so intense that I felt I couldn't pick up, or I would be too overwhelmed to do this video live. So I decided, his energy is very intense, and there's a lot of stuff in his life that he has been through. Um, and it's really hard for me. Um, so I have to pace myself. I have a lot of new viewers who might not know who I am, so I would like to first let you know who I am. My name is Lana. Okay, I go by Psychic Lana, Psychic Spirit Medium Lana. Um, I know that that is a strange name to have, but it's the only words that I could use that describe my abilities. And I just want to give you some information about myself before, uh, just a minute. Sorry about that. Hopefully, I'll just redo it. So, thank you to all the new viewers that I have. Uh, I'm sorry that it is under such circumstance. Um, but I wanted to introduce who I am and my perspective. And I had a near death experience when I lost my child. Uh, and I walked her to the other side and saw the other side. And when returning back, I never kind of lost my connection, because I still see and talk to my daughter, and it's easy for me to connect to many different beings. Um, but it's been 20 years of practice to help control my ability, but sometimes it can be overwhelming. Since November the 6th, when I first picked him up, Mr. Devon, since I picked him up, I've been having chronic migraines and chronic back spasms. I do have ability to pick up people's pain, and he has a very, very large pain body, and I am witnessing and experiencing him going through a life review, and seeing his childhood, the way that he grew up is like a war zone in a lot of ways. And he did his best to protect himself, his family, and his people, his people. And he was not a man who would talk about a lot of things. So this is very difficult for him to come forward and to communicate with me, because he kept a lot of things to himself for very good reason. Um, what I get with him is just a lot of cruelty, you know, abuse that he witnessed, you know, that he saw people abusing their own self, people abusing each other, who you had to, it was kill or be killed type of life. And this caused him to not be able to sleep very well. He had insomnia, had night terrors when he did sleep. Him ending his life ending in the way that it did, was something that was not surprising, you know, but he is quite angry, you know, because he wasn't ready. He had tremendous talent. He had this charisma that brought you to him, that commanded, and he loved his children, and walking with him in what I call a dream walk sort of thing. I could just see him holding on to his kids, you know, apologizing to them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, and this makes it hard for me, because he was trying to give them the best life possible, even though he is a man with many shadows. He tells me about shadows, and he grew up a lot around people with a lot of shadows, you know. But the darker the shadow, the brighter the light. But he had a lot of genuine people around him, and some that he could not face. And there was a woman, and remember, I do not know this man's music. I just getting to know this person behind the persona of King Von, this human being that was a lover, even though he was also the king of the streets, the king uh, of the people. He was a good leader, but he was also, a part of him was a deep lover. And like the ladies, and there's this one that he broke off with, that he destroyed, broke this person's heart, that if he would have been around, if his life would have continued, you know, he would have settled down and went back to this person, because this person is the only one that ever saw his truest potential. And really loved him, but he was so caught up in the game and to work and to that he had to keep this image up and this this thing that he was caught up in. So that was really intense for me. So I'm taking a good deep breath here, recenter myself. He's very resistant. Um, he doesn't really like to talk about things close to his heart. Um, but he is really a lover, and and really just wanted to be loved and accepted and provide for his family. Um, and be there for his children. And to that, he wants to apologize to his kids. All right, so I'm going to take a break and then I'm going to come back and see what else he will want to open up about, okay? So, okay, now this right here is a black obsidian mirror. All right, and I have a candle lit for King Von and incense burning. This is calming, and he tells me he loves incense, so he likes good smells. It brings him at peace, and he wasn't very spiritual in life, but he attracted spiritual people around him. But he was about the work and making the money and, just living the best life and getting out, of the block. You know what I mean? Uh, so, and if you see, there's like an orb on the screen here. You know, see right there. That is the candle here bouncing off this black obsidian mirror. And what it does for those of my new viewers, that it filters the light, it filters the energy, so I'm not um, picking up a lot of negativity that may have been associated with him and around him. So right now I'm being very personal to Mr. Devon, and trying to be very nurturing towards him. He gets a little shy when my son is around. So every time he walks in while I'm giving this reading, uh, King Von backs up, you know, because he's very discreet again. Um, so, all right. Let's. I have some things written um, that I would like questions to, and I've asked him. He's picked out some cards that he would like me to use. The Zombie Tarot. He's interested in. And let's see. The Urban Tarot right here. He says it's not Chicago, but you know, he would like somebody to make an urban deck of Chicago. But it is New York, but he'll it's but hopefully somebody will be inspired to do a Chicago urban tarot. All right. Uh, he is proud of Chicago. He is proud of being from the South Side. He is proud of being from the old block. Even though that it was hard, there's still a lot of pride. Um, there's a lot of pride about it. Okay, so I'm gonna let him use these cards to express a story, something that he might want to talk about. All right. Um, so let's see. Money, the weight of the world. He had the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's telling me he felt like Atlas. I think this is why every time I pick his energy up, I get like back spasms and shoulder pains, like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. That's what he felt like, you know. He was going places. He was determined to reach the top, and he would have done it. He would have done it if given the chance. All right. The women, he liked the women, he's telling me. You know, um, he liked the ladies. you know, um, all right. Balance. Art. The art. He did it for the art of it. The art of the music. He was an artist. He, you know, um, he was, he used words to paint a picture, to create something uh, beautiful. He had a strong sense of beauty about the streets. The streets, even though that they they could be ugly, they could be devastating, but there was beauty in that pain, that beauty in life, especially when your life was always face to face with death. He lost many a people to the streets. Many people. And all that pain, he would write. He would express it. He would create with it. The art was his life, this art form. But it came with a lot of distractions. It came with indulgences. And he was blinded by that. He sees that now. All right. The Aeon, this is the card for judgment. You know, like when it came down to what it came down, my life or their life. He wanted there to be a truce, there to be a peace, but couldn't reach that peace. And I'm getting that, and this is very significant to me right now, is four. There was four people that wanted to see this happen. Okay? And I feel that two are not connected in, like, to the scene, or do the, but there is some odd connection that he does not want to go into. But four is very significant, and I don't know exactly what's going on, but there are people that are going to watch this video that understand what I'm talking about. Judgment of four. So on every corner that he turned, there was a knife ready to stab him in the back. Okay? Ruin. Defeat. This card represents in tarot the Ten of Swords, and it's a bunch of knives in the back. So he feels that he was betrayed, and that's really how he feels. Somebody was supposed to have his back and didn't. And here's mom and baby. What about them? What about them? See, this affected them, and this is what is making him upset. This right here, because this was the reason for everything he did. Everything he did was for his mama, for his babies, for his babies' mamas. The chef, he wanted to give the best. He wanted to be the one to provide the best for his family. Again, he's saying this over and over. But he was caught up in the lifestyle. He was caught up in the lifestyle. He liked to drink. He liked to smoke. He liked the women. He liked the lifestyle. It made him feel good. It made him feel on top of everything. He liked being the star on the street. He liked having people admire his street art. This is what the streets made. I am an art form. I am the art of the streets. I am the art of Chicago. And I did it all. I lived life to the fullest. I did it all. and I ain't ashamed of it. I don't regret it. The only thing I regret is not being there for my family. He said he finished the victory line. He crossed he crossed in victory. That you didn't get me. You didn't get me. You didn't get me the way that you wanted to get me. You didn't. I won. I'm victorious. I'm the one that ran that lap. I'm the one that finished what I needed to do. I'm the one that put the hard work in. I get the victory. The truth will be known. The victory is going to come up as the truth. Because he was always truthful. He was always, when he said he was going to do something, he did it. He did it. He busted his butt. He worked his ass off. And he's saying victory. He is proud of his life, who he is, and he not going to back down, not even now. All right. So now let's pull the zombie tarot. Let's see. Can you tell us more about that night? The night that you left. The night that your life was taken. Can you tell us about that? The world, and you see it blew up. He was just going on. He just there. He was just enjoying his life, and then boom, just like it was just so sudden. He was enjoying his life, living his life, doing what he's supposed to be doing, and then boom, the world blows up. His world blew up. He should have just stayed home. He's thinking about the people that were at his home, because he was away from home and he was in another place, and he had the feeling not to go. He had the feeling not to be there at this time, but he just felt that he needed to be in Georgia this particular time. Um, but he wished he would have listened to his intuition. And then it says victorious again. So I think this was about this, this was around election. So this was about supporting the vote. A lot of Georgian accomplishments. So I think that this was part of the reason why he wanted to be down there at this time to celebrate with Georgia. All right. And then he was ready to go. And then that's when stuff started happening. It was like outside of this place. It was, I'm getting he was in like a club or something like that, a bar or something. And this happened outdoors. And then just a bunch of shootouts, just like a shootout. All right. Now, I've read about a suspect who was arrested from Savannah, Georgia, but I've also read about two officers, undercover officers, at the scene that night in this particular hookah lounge. So let's tell me about that. Well, we have four of hazards right here. Somebody hunkering down while people are looking on the inside like they wasn't there to do anything. Like they saw it go on, but they didn't do anything to stop it. All right. And the Queen of Swords, like they just sat there and allowed the King of Cups to, and this might be the Timothy guy. I don't know what his sign is. All right. And then Heartache. They just allowed this stuff to happen. So were they involved is what I want to ask. Were the undercover officers involved? Mm. They were involved by just not doing anything. They were bystanders that could have called a couple things to stop this, but they didn't. He says that they could have done more instead of just allow them to just tear him up. He talks about magic, very intuitive, um, maybe some voodoo, hoodoo uh, stuff in that area. Somebody may have accidentally, did a did a spell or something, and it may have backfired. Um, this could be a ritual too, you know, um, because he did have a very bright future ahead of him. He did, like I can see the potential of where it would have went. So Three of Cups, you know, again, I get a very female that may have been obsessed with him. And this is not the same one. I mean, I do get some type of a obsession, like a stalkerish. He had some stalkers, and he had some people who were like a little crazed, like some, like wanted to, you know, keep keep him in their jar or something. I don't know. I'm getting this weird vibe, this around his energy. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just saying sometimes when in stardom you get some really good fans that may not have the right screw, I'm trying to be as easy and um, compassionate as possible, but I do feel like there was an obsession in him. All right, and he's talking about his children. He's talking about um, his children, and that like a femme fatale sort of like dangerous obsession relationship. Somebody was thinking about this stuff. So I don't know if they practice some type of dark arts and, did something and it backfired. All right. So he's like coming back from the grave. So I feel like he, there's going to be opportunity that comes up. There might be a release of an album that he was working on, that will come out. Um, like like they made up after Juice World um, passed away. Then he had this album, a lot of unreleased material that came out. I feel like they're going to try and release some stuff of his that will come out. I'm hoping that. Okay. He's wanting to make sure that if that happens, that the any money made off of it goes to his children, because he wants his children to be able to live nicely, to live the best life. All right. And um he's again going back to somebody who's not all there, and it's over top of this priestess card right here, that and who wanted justice and revenge. But I don't feel like that's not what physically happened. I'm talking about, this is something energetically that, like, somebody did some type of spell. I'm picking that up. Um, who didn't understand exactly the way magic works and didn't really have the understanding of it. So somebody was obsessed with him, and I don't know if this is a male. This could also be a male who's kind of on the feminine side that was also obsessed with him too, who wanted to love this person but couldn't. Yeah. And then, they were the devil. And then death. So, like an offering. So I'm saying a lot of things. He's saying a lot of things in code. So pay attention to these cards that I'm putting up, because I will not say anything that will put me in harm's way. But, these are all codes that am not comfortable. I am not comfortable to say out loud. So, because I would like to continue um, being there to help people, and if I say the wrong thing and offend the wrong person, um, that won't happen. Um, and I want to maintain uh, my status. All right, so here we go. Devil and his death. So these are all important that he's showing me. Let me just move these other cards. out. All right. So, Ace of Cups. It's offering someone's head. Offering someone's head. To balance the scales. In someone's twisted mind. As a secret, there's a secret, there's hidden information, there's intuition. You have to take this intuition. There could be a ritual involved. To raise something, to give life to something. In order to give life to something, death must take place. A vice, but this could actually mean something else. And this was the result. He says many of these places shown on this card is a lot of wounds from where his body was extinguished. Okay, guys. So, let me finish off. So, this is going to be the end of this video. I may do another one because I don't feel like he's finished, but I feel like I need to take a break and you know, experience this and find out what is appropriate for us to commune with his fans, with the people that may watch. But I feel like there is a few particular people that may come across this video that really need to hear the message. I believe you know who you are, and you will just know that I'm talking to you. So, and that is for this video. If it wasn't for a particular person who will watch this video, he would not have done this, but he knows where it's going. So, he asked that his fans to give him space, to give him peace, to something that he craved a lot in his life and didn't get is some time to himself, and that is what he needs right now. And he says it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It's going to be a rough ride, but it's all going to work out in the end. All right. So much love to you, and peace, 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 peace to you, King Von, Dayvon, peace to you, and hopefully we can talk again. Blessings. Thank you.